the Mionix NAOS 7000, which is very, very awkward to say. Now, the last mouse review I did, people complained that I didn't do it properly. So I'm just going to do the exact same thing because proper mouse reviews are boring. So, lent to me, and I've been using it here on my battle station, workstation, music station, whatever you want to call it. I did a little bit of gaming on my actual gaming computer, and then I bought one. This is not the one I bought, it's still coming, but it's probably the most comfortable, like, mouse. Period. Comfort freak, comfortable mouse. This, like, how could I show it? All my fingers rest somewhere on this mouse. Perfectly. Just thumb, just, oh god. It's like I could take a nap. It's like a hammock for your hand. Now, build is light, solid. It says right here, designed and engineered in Sweden. Assembled in the People's Republic of China, like that makes it better. But yeah, everything is where it needs to be. The only thing I would like, and it doesn't have, is it doesn't have tilt scroll wheel, because I use that for my push-to-talk in games. Tilt right. But I'm obviously gonna live without that, considering I bought one. No adjustable weight system either. Very good cable, very heavy fabric. We'll take a look at the software, because the mouse, the actual build, and how it tracks and how it feels, and the clickiness of the scroll wheel, it's all well and good. It's the software you have to bring up to control it all that really sells you on a mouse. So here is their very basic, very black, I'm sure you can't even see it. You get the main settings of left click, right click, scroll wheel, forward, backwards, DPI up, DPI down. So you can actually reassign these buttons, which I may do because I don't change DPI very often in gaming. I usually pick one and stick with it. Desktop use, it's a little different, but if I could reassign these to do something else, by Job, I will. Double click adjustment, scroll speed, 1 through 6, which is arbitrary. Pointer acceleration you can enable, and then there's the polling rate from 125 to 1000. I don't know why you'd even go less than 1000, unless you have like a Pentium 1. I'll skip sensor performance because we're going to go back to that. Color settings. Obviously, it's got a lit scroll wheel. Obviously, it's got a lit emblem. And you could change that to be a solid color instantly. You could also change it to be pulsating and breathing. And, oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah. Looks like I got a bad connection. We'll leave it on solid because we're not bad. And then you could turn off individual lights. You just want to have this, just want to have that. Well and good. Not really something that sells me on a mouse, although it is nice to be able to change the color occasionally, or you could have a color shift. I'll leave it on color shift. Now it'll just swarm through all the colors of the rainbow. Let's set up a macro, because when I do my mice, here's what I usually do. Mouse settings, 2 buttons on the side. This forward button here is never forward. That's my back button, but I don't have it be back. I have it be backspace, which I hope it recognizes that as backspace. And then on this button, I usually set up a macro, new macro. All right, we're gonna make a new macro for my alt tabbing, which is something I love to do. I love it so much. I love alt tabbing. Record, hold, and record delay. We're gonna put on record, hold. We're gonna start recording. We're gonna hold alt. We're gonna hit tab. I'm going to let go. Now we have to go back to that window to stop it, so we're going to do it again. And it's recorded the instance twice. So just take the second instance of it happening, delete it. Apply, I think, is the save. I mean, you're done recording, so it should be fine. Go back to the mouse settings, pick the key, scroll down to macro. There's the one we want to apply. There it is. And now I should be able to hit this button and switch between programs, or hold it and bounce between any number of programs. If you're really, really good at it. Oh, I'm not really good at it, but just it's basically for back and forth. I want to go from here to there. I want to go from, Firefox to Ventrilo. That's my thing. Now, let's minimize this. Back to the software. Support, obviously you don't need. Profiles, you can set up and switch between with any number of keys or shifts. Actually, can you shift? Not sure if you could use it as a shift. You could do profile switch, roll, disable the button entirely, which will be fun for the main mouse buttons when you leave your computer. Sensor performance. This is the screen that really sold me on this mouse, because you get 3 obviously DPI settings, which is not as many as you can on other ones, but 3 is all you really need. You get angle snapping, and you get angle tuning. I'm sorry, it's tuning. So when you move the mouse up and down here, it's up and down. You could set it up to 30 degrees off, which you have to be like a really disabled person to need that. But here is 30 degrees off. That's just crazy this way. So, I mean, if you use it and you realize you're going up and you're just going up slightly, you can tune that, which is really cool. I remember that on old, like, computers had that ability to drag a thing up and down to adjust. Maybe the old Microsoft ones. So here are your X and Y axis. You could separate them for each DPI, which I may do that instead of just, I may have the same DPI, just in certain games lower the vertical sensitivity so that I'm not staring up and down at things. That's cool. Pointer speed, obviously, you could adjust, and I don't know if I would do it here or just in Windows. Whoa, that got fast, real fast. Whoa, lower that so I could finish this review. Put it back to 5. 5 is where it was. 5 is where it's happy. Lift distance. Now, that's if you're moving the mouse and then you need to lift. You can see how I'm up about, let's say, a thumb's width. So let's put the lift distance to low and see what that does. There's actually a test button. Let's see what that does too. Wow. Putting it to low disables it. Like I'm almost against the thing and it's not moving, so put it to high. So now it should read not that big a difference. Maybe twice as high, 1/4 inch. It's still reading. What does this test button do? Test button does nothing. You guys can work out what the test button does. Surface Quality Analyzer Tool. This should be a separate software that I have to buy for money, because I've run it and it's friggin' amazing. Now I've got this giant 3-foot by 14-inch mousing surface by GGing. There is no cow level, and it's really nice. And this is going to count as a review for this as well. Rubber bat, red stitch. It's going to be in all my reviews as my actual surface. It's cloth as opposed to, like, I guess this Parrotix. Parrotix is a much finer material. This is more standard mouse surface. And then I've got shitty plastic table, and then this stuff, which is like a rubberized thing, which I hate. And I'll show you why we hate it. Now, let's measure this first. Analyze surface. And it's going to tell you this what you want to do. To start squat, press the analyze surface. Squat. I love it's called squat. Basically, you just move the mouse around after you hit. You get 10 seconds. So I like doing left, right, up, down in a circle. You get 10 seconds. Just move the mouse. We're just happy little moving mouse. We're going to analyze the surface here. It's done. Hit show results. 70% surface recognition. And you're like, 70%? That's pretty bad. Okay. Let's analyze the Parrotix, which is what I'm using for gaming in the other room. And so when I do up and down and left and right and circles, the same size circles, 2 seconds left, show results, 40%. So this is automatically better than this. And now, hold that on the floor there, buddy guy. Let's analyze this, which is what I was using before I even had a mouse pad in here. If the mouse will fucking respond. Ready? We're doing left and right and up and down and circles. We'll do a figure 8 even, you know, just everything to make it go. And results, 10% recognition. That's how shitty this stuff is. And now if we want to really... My God. Could that mount? That mouse wire is completely under all the things. How did that even happen? I don't stop reviews. Not for nothing. Okay. So now we actually have slack. Let's test the surface of this table. Which many of you might be using these as a... Okay. Let me test the surface of this table. I'll have to hold it over that. Analyze surface. Nothing. The mouse is not even fucking moving. That's how... Yeah. It says 10%. I got 0% when I did the last time. It didn't move. It didn't move. It should move. It should still move. No matter how shitty the surface is, it should still move. Unless because I put the lift distance different. Maybe that's what it is. Let's apply that. Maybe that has something to do with how it reads off the surface. Oh, yeah, there you go. Now we're sort of moving. Analyze surface. Boo. We're analyzing now. Analyze it. Yeah. You get all up in that surface. Back to a real mouse pad. 10%. So, don't here, and don't on this. This so far is the best. So now I got to start reviewing mouse surfaces so that my mouse can tell me what surface is the best. You can see it's going blue to green to purple. So that's the basics of this mouse. Hyper comfortable, super lightweight. Never understood the whole heavy mouse thing. Although I would usually just add all the weight so I wouldn't lose them. Surface analyzer, you could set up profiles for every little thing about it. It's much simpler than the crazy last mouse I reviewed. Jeez, what mouse did I review? With the 8 buttons on the front. Yeah, for comfort alone. When I get mine, I will be using it. Just got to figure out a different way to push to talk on it. And this gaming surface, this mouse surface. First of all, is that big enough for you? It's basically, I have an ugly desk. Cover it. Yeah, super high quality. Super smooth. Just enough resistance. I thought this was good. This is no good. Yeah, oh no. Oh, okay. Links to this and this in the description. And that's a Perix keyboard, which I actually don't mind, except for the arrow keys here in a cluster. They're clustered. And that makes these 6 are in a weird orientation now, so I gotta like think. Oh, page down. Usually the right on the bottom. No, it's middle. But yeah, peripheral